Hey guys, what's going on? This is False Bulls 123 signing in. Super hot today, that's why I'm wearing a tank top. And I mostly just thought that, I have 2 weeks now before it's time to go home. And I want to talk more about my packing situation, what I'm trying to do to get everything, back at home, say. So I finished mailing off my, library, those 2 boxes I had packed up. And so I have a few more banker boxes I'm going to be using, and the rest is figuring out blankets, decor, and just my clothing. So I'm going to give you a quick room tour, and then we can start talking more about. I'll just show you my wardrobe, give you a little more insight on how I like to dress, that type of thing. Right now I have all of my blankets and all of my stuff like that. I'm thinking that I'm going to be using the UPS boxes that I bought earlier to do it for a lot of the pillows, mainly Mama Brune down here. This gray pillow, the body pillow, is actually Donnie's, so I'm going to actually have to wash so that I get it back to him because I drool a little bit. Then we have the 2 paintings here in this wall, and then you'll see the other one when I come around. And those are going to be going in a fine art box. Oh, let's actually have it on the thing. These are going to be going in the fine art boxes. I'm going to have to ship those. Ukulele I plan on having coming with me. And then we just have the clothing. Down here is my document box. That's where I keep all of my things like that. And, that's going to have to come with me too. Little view of the apartment. So this is my pie baking supplies. I'm staying here. The mirror I'm giving up. And we finally come along to, oh my goodness, my room's a mess. We come along to the 3 banker boxes here. So give me a quick sec. I'll show you what's in them, but honestly, it's just a lot more effort than we need to be. Last thing to do is that painting right there. I've discussed it a few times. And then we go into our closet. I need to get rid of my beanbag chair, my yoga mat, and bring my knife bag with me. Oh yeah. But besides that, I've got most of my stuff, already packed up. Fine, right? It's on Netflix. I think it's called Tidying Up with Maria Kondo. And she's this little Japanese woman, and her entire thing is, professional organization. And so she has this whole system, this whole, way of doing things. And honestly, it's a very wholesome television. But I thought that I would take a little page from her book and try some stuff to help get that decluttering, get that reduction going down for my clothing. So the first step that she mentioned is that you want to take all of your clothing and just fucking throw it on the bed. Figure out how much you got there and pile it up. Now, I've already had some clothing that I've sorted through, but I'm going to throw the rest of the remaining clothing right down there so that we can actually see it. Is to basically go through piece by piece and find out if it makes you happy, if it sparks joy. And so that's just a hard and fast rule of what is important to me. Once we go through this initial culling, I might have to be a lot more practical with my assortment. I'm considering of purchasing a duffel bag to go along with my other baggage and to figure out that amount. I should have enough for such things in my budget. I have to really figure out what I can take with me. I was doing some research on the Greyhound, website, and I'm allowed 3 bags at least. I have to pay for, the second and third bag, but it's pretty nominal fee. And basically, I have to figure, what I can keep, what I can't. First things first, really, though, is I can't bring my knives with me, they just have to be in checked luggage, so as long as I can make sure that fits on top, we're pretty good. So, I guess we should just, kind of start. I have all my shit back here, my hats and everything else. So, first coming up is these blue sleep trunks. I like these pants, they're great, but let's see, US Polo ASSN. Don't know the brand, but they're nice pants, but I can probably live without them. Oh, she also said that one of the things with it was to thank the piece of clothing before you eated it, so gracias, senor. And let's see. So, my night pants. I love these. I love flannel. And that's a definite yes. I'm mostly just going to be picking these up at random, seeing if... Oh. Love this shirt. So, this is my Powerade shirt, and it looks fantastic on me. It's actually one of my most favorite t-shirts to wear. But basically, as I was saying before, this is mostly just a way of deciding, which clothing I want to keep, which ones I can get rid of. And I'm trying to do a little bit of story time with it, do what, talk about interesting things, talk about times in my life. This is a grade 2 shirt of mine, and I actually love this one just because it's the same style that my papa used to wear. And so, probably another one of my favorite t-shirts, even though it's really basic. Here are my Star Trek sleep pants, and got these as a Christmas gift, but I definitely need to cut back, so into the pile, Next up is a shirt from my graduation. I'm going to keep this. I like to have commemorative t-shirts. It's the type of thing I enjoy. Coming up next is a series of hats. So this one, let's see, and I'll wear them for you. So this hat right here I bought this, my first job, because it was really cold in the mornings. And then I loaned it to my grandmother, and basically, she passed away, I took the hat back, and it's just this little bit of sentimentality that I have. I don't really want to get rid of this hat, but as luck would have it, I have many, many other hats in my possession. These are great. These are lovely. There are going to be a lot more hats like this in the future. No matter how ridiculous these look at times. Followed up is... This is a muffler. This is one of my scarves. And I love this scarf. I used to wear it all the time when I was back home in Medford. Except this is my work shirt from when I was at the calf. Honestly, I should probably keep a work shirt, but you can tell how hard the work was. This is actually slate gray. It's bleached so much just because of all the sweat that I used to have when I was working there. This is and I'm going to open this up to show you. This is my band t-shirt from high school, so it's a da band. And then on the back is the word clarinet, and it's a little clarinet. I actually helped design that. We all got together to figure out, what we wanted for the band logo. And so that's really what we did. Each section did their own, and it was pretty much the long and short of it. This is just, a black t-shirt? Yeah. So some of these, obviously I want to keep. Others, I'm pretty good with. This is an Alaska t-shirt. So, my Uncle Michael, he is a trucker, right? And so he's been trucking not his entire life, but he's been trucking for most of his life. And he decided one year just to move up to Alaska. And so whenever he sent me anything, he'd always send me a few Alaska grown t-shirts. And I have a few of them, but like this one, Gwenny's, this is another one that he sent me. It's, what is it? Give me a second. Gwenny's Old Alaska something restaurant in Anchorage. I'm actually keeping this one because I love it, but it's just, there's a lot of clothing I've been sent. Here's another one of, let's see. Oh, this is another graduation t-shirt from high school. Followed by wow, I have a lot of t-shirts, I realize. Another black t-shirt. Now, I used to wear a lot of black in high school. Now, I wasn't going for anything like that, but I just wore a lot of black because I was super self-conscious about my weight, and I thought that looked slimming. You know how it is with, that type of thing. Let's see. This is a t-shirt that says, attempting to care. And I do attempt to care quite often, so, yes. And, really trying to think about all the stuff that I used to, wear and things like that. I don't have, that many great story times, but I always try to think of something, Because growing up, I never really had, the biggest opinion about clothing. I just wore what was ever really handed to me. But now that I'm older, I still don't have, the super highest opinion about clothing either. There's some styles that I like, there's some things that I like to wear, but I don't have any, really defined opinions about, styles or shapes or fashion choices or stuff like that. And so, here's another one of my hats. And this actually says, try the real 7-Up. I actually found this recently, but isn't that a nice style? Then, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, here is another Powerade shirt of mine. I'm pretty sure this one is from the, was it Sochi 2014? That was the, Olympics they had in that small, Caucasian town. Don't remember, where it is exactly, or somewhere near the Caspian Sea, but that was an interesting year, 2014, for the Olympics, and that's really all I remember, was that there was a little bit of a hubbub about it. Followed up is, oh my gosh, I love this t-shirt. This is my Angry Birds t-shirt. So one year, I think it was sometime around that time, my parents threw me a birthday party, and they asked me a month before, do you like Angry Birds, Ryan? And I'm thinking, I guess. So they throw me a beautiful birthday party. There is a German chocolate cake. I think there was mostly just the cake, but I got presents, so that was fun. And all the presents except one were Angry Birds. I had played Angry Birds a little bit on Facebook, and that was about it. I was not the hugest fan. And I got a book, and I'm thinking, oh, I'd love to read. That's a perfect gift. It was a sequel in a series about wild Mustangs. Not a non-fiction series about the West and Mustangs, something like that. One of those Babysitter Club-ass, pony books. And I'm thinking this is not only the sequel, but not even in a genre that would appeal to me. That was a fun birthday party. The cake was good. But that was one of the t-shirts I got from it, and that's actually one of my favorite shirts I got just because of that. Next up is one of my button-ups, which, lovely. And another scarf. Now, I do try to do my scarves. This one has some sort of ornamental button on it, but ultimately, I'm going to give her up. Next up is this. Oh, it is actually a V-neck. I might as well just select this on, because why the fuck not? Ah, dear lordy. Don't really remember where I got this one from, but it doesn't look half bad. I'm not the super biggest fan of V-necks, but you know, it's whatever. Then we have another one of my many, many button-up shirts. Now, I love a good button-up. It's one of the things that makes me happy. Because I figure button-up is smart. You can dress it down, you can dress it up, you can do a lot of things with it. And it just looks nice when you layer it in a frame. So coming up is so I have a lot more of these button-ups that I've already gone through. And so most of the ones that are from this pile have already been sorted already. And so I'm going to make, executive decisions, toss, one or two just because I have that ability, but I do want to keep a lot of my clothing, I think. It's something I enjoy, it's something that's part of me. And there's a lot of things I don't really want to lose, But I'm trying my best to, sort through everything, figure out, what I want to keep and what I really can't anymore. And so a lot of these are just some of my favorite shirts, some of my favorite jackets. And you've probably seen me wear some of these. For instance, here is my I Survived the Unsound. This was based on a podcast I used to listen to called the Black Tapes Podcast. And it's just a sort of like a little meta joke from the series. I might have to tell you about those later at some point, because I absolutely love that, the series, that show, everything about it. So here is you'll probably remember this one, it's been on my channel before. This is the polo shirt that I wore for my Halloween costume. And I have other shirts here. You notice I do have quite a few t-shirts. This is another shirt from high school. A pair of shorts, I love these, my acid wash ones. And basically I just have a few other things. Here is one of the t-shirts. I actually used to love wearing this. This was one of my favorite shirts at one point. It was we just bought it at Walmart, and it was a dragon, coming through a ring of something. Just super detailed and, fantasy-like. And yeah, it's, super basic, but I absolutely loved that shirt in high school. All I used to wear in high school was just black and sometimes with a graphic, big headphones. Didn't have the best style, to be honest. Now I actually like having a little bit, more. I like to have a little bit more style, have a little bit more thought put in. Right now, I look absolutely ridiculous, but you can't have everything in life, right? So, I've actually got through a pretty decent amount of the pile. There's some stuff I'm keeping for, obvious reasons, and there is stuff that I've been giving up as well. Once I get through to the actual... Yeah, some of these shirts I love, but it's thinking, do I need to keep these? Can I give these up? And the answer is usually, yeah, I can give these up. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to give some of these. These were my dress pants. But there's also, at the end of the day, it's just things. And it'll be okay if I don't have everything. Some of this shit, though, it's coming with me. Like I said before, I'm planning on getting a duffel bag just to maybe throw in a few of the bigger items, because I have all that closet stuff. I have a lot of other things which I'll be able to use. And basically, my last shirt that I have here, before I start going to the folding, is my band t-shirt from Wibbick. I was telling you about this earlier. So this is the shirt that I wore for that. And I've done a pretty basic sort of my clothing for now. It doesn't feel like I gave up a lot, but I'm going to show you to do some folding, and we might probably will have a little bit of a boxing tutorial later in the episode. So guys, this is the next day. I'm got all the clothing finished yesterday, got into the trunks. And so I'm going to just give you one more room tour, talk about the rest of the items and how I box them, and then I'll kind of like talk about what's next. For any amount of time, you might notice that my poster is down. And so you can see we've moved all the clothing from early in the video, and there's nothing on the walls right now. Down here is my duffel bag, and inside of it is, let's see, bit more clothing. This is most of the stuff from my closet, with everything else being fit into my upright roller. Here's a pile of hangers, a pile of junk mail, and this is pretty much most of my remaining clothing that's unpacked. I'm going to buy a duffel bag sometime this week, and that way we can worry about that. Here's just my boxes again, and we get to the UPS boxes. So you can't quite see much, but there's my poster right there and my paintings. I don't have a lot, so that's why they're in there. And here is Mama Brune, Pikachu, and all of my other bed clothes. So I'm going to box them up and ship them across. Only thing remaining in my bed is my comforter, my blanket, and that's actually my roommate's pillow. He loaned it to me because it was like with his bedroll, and we can wash it, give it back to him. Besides that, I have a bunch of junk in other places, so my main thing for the room is just to ship off everything in the coming weeks, and then pretty much clean up. Video was a little bit different, a little bit more slapdash, but I mostly just wanted to still be updating, still trying to keep some semblance of that production schedule. And I mostly just wanted to have that just kind of check in, connect with my audience right now, because this is probably one of the most stressful parts of the moving. My last video, well, I guess it's 2 videos now, letting go, the one with my car, that was really hard to deal with. It took about a week later until I could actually get her towed, just because we're having so many issues with getting them down there. But she finally moved, she finally went past. I think that was, it might have been the same day I did the Bay Burger Inn review, but I might be wrong there. By the way, that is my recent published one. I posted it down, but I'll post a link down below in the description. And I'm pretty sure I should have another article coming out on the Boolean blog if you're keeping up with that. But besides that, I'm mostly just trying to get a definite word on when the transfer is happening, when I need to be back there. I just need to start making calls now, switching over bills, switching over, letting people know where my medical and dental and stuff like that is, and then starting to schedule stuff in Medford. I'm excited. It's going to be a little scary because I bought my ticket earlier, and it's at 7 o'clock in the morning. But I'm going to be taking a taxi, just call them up, get there a little bit early, because I have to have my knife bag checked. And I have to, make sure that if I do need to, pay for extra baggage, I can do so. Pretty sure that, a backpack wouldn't be considered a board bag. A backpack wouldn't be considered an overhead luggage. I feel that's more if you had a purse or you had something like that, it's just a personal container. But I figure I'll have my 24, because I can only have 3 of them, basically. One above, one overhead, and then 2 below. And so I figure I have my duffel, and then a second duffel that's a little bit bigger, because that one's a bit small, and then my 24 rolling roller, that luggage piece. At home I actually have a really nice luggage roller, but the handle broke on it, and I think it's now filled with books, so that's going to be an interesting unboxing when I get back to Medford. I'm not really sure what my content's going to be like there, and that's my kind of biggest anxiety right now. It's kind of beyond the veil right now. I can't quite figure out what it's going to be like the first couple of weeks there, because things are going to be really, really sketchy for a little bit. But I know that I'm going to be in a place where, like, I have a lot of love and a lot of resources, and I'm not going to, like, there's people that care and want the best for me. So that's going to be excellent. Pretty much, that's kind of like the long and short of it. I know this probably wasn't the most interesting video, but I wanted to, like, reach out, talk with you guys, and just kind of show you, like, what I'm doing, what's getting done, and, like, kind of the changes. So, room here, kind of bleak right now, kind of a mess, but that just means that, like, there's nothing to worry about when we actually get down there. It's just going to be tidying up and doing stuff like that. Later on today, I'm going to be making my signature bacon bourbon pecan pie. So I'm going to be posting that online, and there's going to be a link down below in the description as well. And besides that, check in next week, or I guess 2 weeks from now? No, it's going to be next week, I believe. It's going to be 29th, so day after Thanksgiving. I'm going to be going home, and so I'm going to be filming that day, recording as much as possible, just doing short little travel diaries. And so sometime, beginning December, once I get home, I'll be releasing, one last video of my moving story. When I get back to Medford, guys, let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you want to know about. I have a lot more stuff to talk about. Like, we can meet my parents. I can show you around town. We could, just shoot the shit and figure stuff out. Guys, comment, like, and subscribe down below. And this is False Bulls 123 signing out. Peace.
Hey, oh yesterday, oh yesterday, hey, oh happy day.